What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Key. Welcome back to Queenin' with Key. As you can see by today's title, we are going to be talking about my lock journey with my nice lovely locks here and about my experience so far this past month that I've had them. So I don't really know the original date as far as my lock anniversary, and I only say that because so prior to the way they are now, I initially went to a loctician and got 2 strand twists for starter locks. It was an epic fail, okay? And this girl was like highly recommended in this area. Everybody was like, oh, you're going to so-and-so, yeah, she's awesome, yada, yada, yada. But okay. So basically what happened, now obviously I know how to do 2 strand twists. I mainly went to her because I wanted to make sure that they were parted correctly. So it wasn't necessarily just for the twist because I don't know how to do twists. It was mainly just because I wanted to make sure my parts were correct. So, excuse me. It basically didn't work out. So she did the twist. They look super weird. I guess maybe because they were for the intention of starter locks and not just the usual 2 strand twists that I wear. They were really weird. But you know, no biggie. I was like, okay, bet, starter locks, whatever. And everything was good up until like the next day when they started unraveling. Yeah, I don't know. Well, to me, I do know why. I think I have the pictures. If I'm able to, I will insert them and show you guys what I'm talking about. But the way she twisted them, so if you guys notice, like my roots, for example, are twisted right now. She basically had them just like this. These were like the strands, and they were twisted. And while twisting them, she twisted them together, right? Which I know kind of seems like some people do that with like retwists. But because they were starter locks and because she did it that way, because they were already like, they had tension to them, and the way she twisted them, it caused them to like unravel. So I ended up basically, they started unraveling a lot, like on the side and the back, and they were starting to look like sister locks. I did reach out to her. She did offer to redo them on dry hair, but I'm like, my hair was already dry because you had to use a spray bottle just to keep it wet. My hair soaks up water like quick. So I'm like, my hair technically was dry. So I just was like, no. I ended up deciding to redo them myself, but I didn't want to do the 2 strand twist method. I really wanted to do instant locks, but as I'm pretty sure if you've thought about doing locks and you've looked up different methods, instant locks are the most expensive way to get your hair locked. Just because, I guess, of the time it takes and the effort it takes to do them. I am a DIYer, okay? I have no problem learning how to do things if I feel like other people can't do it to my satisfaction. I've learned how to do my nails myself, like I crochet baby blankets. I got a lot of hobbies, okay? So I have no problem learning how to do things myself. This is where we come to date 1. So I ended up combing out the 2 strand twists, and I really had to comb them out. Like, they had basically already started to lock, and I only had them in maybe like a week, and they had already started to lock. The individual strands, after taking the 2 strands out, were already starting to lock. So I literally had to take a rat tooth comb and comb them out, and it took forever, okay? But then afterwards, I researched and I looked up how to do instant locks. I went on Amazon, I ordered the crochet hooks, and I did my own instant locks. Now, the problem with that is, so I did that December 5th. I will insert video or pictures of it so you guys can see how it turned out. out super cute. And I was like, oh, I love these, it was awesome. But I did them wrong. I did them wrong. They ended up, after I washed them, they ended up unraveling, but they were still separated. Now I don't know if I have video of that. If so, once again, I will insert it and show you guys. But they ended up unraveling. They lasted until, like I said, I washed my hair. They still were sectioned. It was a funny thing. They were still sectioned, but once I washed them, I think probably about the second time, it was just like loose hair sectioned off, kind of, if that makes sense. I don't know. So I was like, okay, well, I didn't do that right. So I ended up redoing them, but I left them in their sections. So I washed my hair again, got my crochet hook, and redid it. Watched a couple more videos and redid it. And then this is the current result of the second session. So the first session was done on December 5th. The second session, I think, was done maybe like December 17th or something like that. It was done like a week and a half later. But I still consider December 5th my initial lock date. I don't know. So that's the date I'm going by. But like I said, this is the result. So we're gonna catch up here. This is the result of my current instant lock. Now, one thing I will tell you, I will note from me doing them myself, I don't know if this is the same if you go to a loctician, because I didn't go to a loctician to get my instant locks. I do know someone who did, and hers really do seem like fully matured, but she's also had her locks for a minute, so I don't know. But anyway, my locks, although they are instant locked, are not fully matured in my eyes. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just how I feel. I say that because, so we're gonna do like some texture shots here. First of all, I love the curls on the end of my locks. I just want to point that out. If you notice, you can see all these nice, beautiful curls at the end of my locks. I love them. But my hair is not, like, my ends are not locked at all. As you can see, I can still pull these apart. There are a lot of loose hairs that I ended up like palm rolling into the locks. There were a lot of loose hairs, but see, like this one right here, see this? There's like still a lot of hair sticking out, mainly towards the ends. So eventually I am going to cut my ends, trim my ends. And I say that because I still am having a lot of breakage with my ends and with my hair in general. Just styling it and like doing this, there'll be like, look at that, piece just fell. Pieces that just come off, which I'm gonna get into that in a second. But like I said, the main point is though, my locks are locked. I do not consider them fully matured as of yet. I still have to like get these loose hairs in there. As you guys can see, it doesn't really look locked. My locks, majority of them are still curly. I don't know if you guys can see the curl pattern all the way up in there, but majority of them are still curly. Now this is my second retwist since the second time that I instant locked them. This is the second retwist. And they're not to the point where they are locking in here yet. Like my new growth is not locking as of yet. So like I said, to me, they're not fully matured. I'm sure they will be in about the same amount of time, or maybe a little bit quicker time than 2-strand twist or coil starter locks would be. Just because they are instant locked, I feel like they may mature just a little bit quicker than those. So the reason I got locks, I want to talk about the reason I got locks. The main reason I got locks is because, well, obviously I wanted them. Now I've wanted locks for a while now. My initial wanting of locks started in like my senior year of high school when I was like 18. I'm 25, about to be 26. Don't let this face fool you. I know I look young. Calm down. But I really wanted them my senior year of high school, but my mom was like, if I pay for them and you don't like them, you still have to keep them. And I was like, no, I'm good, because I didn't want to be stuck with a hairstyle that if I got it, I didn't like it. So I ended up not getting them. So over the years, I've kind of like teeter-tottered. I love my hair. I am known for changing my hairstyle a lot. I don't feel like I change it that often, but I get a lot of comments that, oh my goodness, every time I see you, your hair is different, yeah. So I'm just gonna go with my hairstyle changes a lot. So I was kind of nervous about the locks just because I don't know how to style them. I'm just used to styling loose, natural hair. I've been natural since I was 9 years old. So now into the reason as to why I got the locks. So I have a son. My son's 4 years old. Obviously, if you know anything about having a baby, you know that it does change your hair a lot. During your pregnancy, it changes. After your pregnancy, it changes. Once your hormones are completely back to normal, it changes all over again. Your hair is constantly changing and going through different stages. Now, my hair recently has just been completely unmanageable for me, period. It's been driving me crazy. I cut my hair off completely about 2 years ago now. Yeah, about 2 years ago now, December of 2017. I did a big chop, which is nothing for me. Honestly, about every 2 years, I tend to just cut my hair either super short or just pretty much cut it like completely off. It's not a big deal for me. I'm not one of those people that's like super attached to my hair, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just not one of those people. So my hair was pretty long. I'll insert some pictures so you guys can see. My hair was pretty long. It was past my shoulders. It was right when I cut it. It was about like bra strap length, but I dyed it and it was very dry and very damaged and very unmanageable. So basically, I've gotten to the point where it was okay, either I'm just gonna cut my hair off all over again and just leave it short this time, or I might potentially just lock it. That way I don't have to worry about combing it and the ends breaking or whatever. To me, it's kind of like a permanent protective style. I feel like it's the best way to put it. So that's what I ended up doing. Ended up locking it versus cutting it all off again. So here we are. So that's the main reason I got locks. Is one, because I wanted them. I've done faux locks a few times. My faux locks are always super cute. The faux locks that I did were very natural looking faux locks. I'll insert some pictures if I can find some. And then, like I said, just kind of to figure out what I can do with my hair to retain some length to it. So yes, eventually I will go and cut off these nice, cute, curly ends. I really do. I love these ends, but they are super damaged and they need to go. So basically, as my locks grow out, I want them to grow out. I'm going to get occasional trims. With the occasional trims, my main goal is to completely cut off the current hair that's on my head, if that makes sense. Everything from, I'm gonna end up doing like a measurement in the next video. I'm gonna measure my locks and I'm gonna do a lock count. So whatever length they are right now, I want to cut basically the majority of it off. Maybe I'll subtract like an inch, but however many inches this is, which looks about 5 or 6, somewhere around there. With occasional trims, I want to cut all of it off because, like I said, it's very damaged, very dry, split ends, breakage, all that. So another thing I want to talk about is the main thing I've learned since having locks is no one can tell you exactly how to care for your locks. People can tell you all day long, like, oh, do this, do that, yada, yada, yada. After watching, I feel like 100 YouTube videos, every single person feels differently about locks. After looking at Instagram profiles of locticians, every single one has something different. There are people that use products. There are people that don't use products. There are holistic locks. There are just, my hair is locked. There's freeform. There's palm rolling, there's this, there's that. There's so much to it. It's like the same as natural hair. No one can tell you how to care for your natural hair because we all have different textures. Our hair reacts different to different products. So no one can really be like, oh, I can use your exact hair routine. It's not gonna happen. So I do use products in my locks currently. My products, main products I use, I have a spray bottle with rose water and a couple different oils in it. Castor oil, almond oil, I think a few other oils in there. I mainly use that as far as keeping them moisturized and as far as like a daily refresher. That's my go-to. But I do have another product, I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's by EcoStyle. It's actually a leave-in conditioner. It's a leave-in conditioner by EcoStyler. And I came across it in a box of like hair products I had from moving and was just like, okay, this is kind of like liquidy. It's like in a spray bottle. So it was about, the bottle's, you know, average size. I think it's like 8 ounces. 8-ounce bottle. It was about this much gone out of it. So I didn't want it super thick. So what I did was I ended up filling it up with water the rest of the way and shaking it up and mixing it to thin it out a little bit. And it's been great. Washes out easily enough as far as what I can tell. So that's what I've been using on top of the water and oil as far as like a leave-in. As far as retwists go, I've been using Auntie Jackie's or Aunt Jackie's flaxseed gel for my retwist, and it's been working out great. The gel rinses out very easily. I don't have any type of buildup or residue left after washing my hair, so that's what I've been using for my retwist. I'm not going to get into any how-to videos or DIY videos anytime soon, only because this is a DIY journey. I don't plan on going to a loctician often. When I do go to a loctician, I mainly am going to want to go for styles, for like special occasions. I do eventually want to dye my locks. I'm right now aiming for around April, which is around my birthday, to dye them. Until then, I'm just going to be caring for them and, you know, getting them together. So I've definitely thought about cutting my locks already. Not simply because I don't want them, but mainly because, like I said, my ends are very damaged. The hair in my locks is still damaged. I'm not gonna cut them as of yet. I got the locks in order to try and be patient with my hair and let it grow out past the damage and care for it in a different way. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not planning on cutting them just yet, but I definitely get scissor happy, and I definitely have no problem chopping my hair off. I am perfectly okay with it. I'm sorry if I keep looking lost when there's like a glimpse in these videos. My son keeps coming out, I'm trying to take care of him and then remember where I picked up or where I left off at. So yes, I do not plan on doing any DIY videos or how-to videos as far as my locks go until probably like my 6-month mark, when I'm a little bit more versed into how to care for them, because I am still learning. So I don't want to put information out there that's wrong information or things that I'm like, it works for now, and then down the road I find out, okay, that was not the best thing I should have been doing with my locks, but I put that out there to you guys, and then you're doing something wrong with your locks. So I will occasionally update you guys as to how everything is going. Occasionally I may tell you a product that I use if you want to try it, but do everything at your own risk. Trust your hair. Don't trust people to tell you how to take care of your hair, your body, anything that you have going on. I take everything with a grain of salt. There are things that I'm like, someone says and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna do that. And there are things that I'm like, okay, I'd be willing to try that. So I would really just say, just trust your own instinct, trust your own hair. I do eventually want to get to the point where I am not using products on my locks and I can just stick to oil and water as far as retwists go and as far as maintenance goes. But right now, I find products necessary for my hair. That's just me, and that's just right now. That may change. I'm hoping it does change. But yeah, I am super excited for this journey. I'm loving my locks at the moment. I'm loving the way they turned out. They were definitely, oh my goodness, before I did this retwist, they were looking very rough. And I love how the lock community is always like, you know, embrace the frizz, but I'm not there yet. Okay, I am not there yet. I was looking like a whole Chewbacca. Like, they was looking a little rough because they were so frizzy and they really needed a retwist. There was a lot of separating I had to do when I retwisted them, but now they are great. I can run my fingers through them. Before, trying to run my fingers through them was like hair snapping, it's snagging because they were crisscrossing locks and everything. So right now they are pretty good. This is, I think, day 2 after my retwist. They're still holding on pretty good. I've been refreshing them with the oil and water, but I've been trying to keep it away from my roots because, like I said, my hair is not to the point where it's like locking as of yet. So I will spray it in my hand and just kind of focus it on the part that is locked in order to not unravel my roots. Now, things that I do need to try and start doing is wearing a bonnet or do-rag or some type of protective hair covering every night to sleep. I don't wear it every night. I wear it sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. So I know a big problem with locks is lint. A lot of people talk about getting lint in your locks, and I'm pretty sure I've definitely seen like lint before that's not like in my lock, and I'll just like pick it out, but I'm pretty sure I've probably gotten some lint up in there somewhere. I'm not super worried about it. I'm not gonna stress about every little thing. The point of me having locks, I want to see them. I don't want to keep them covered up all the time. And I know there are people that like literally they never let their locks down. They're always covered. You never see them. Like, I want to be able to see my locks. I want to be able to flip them around and wear them out. I don't want to have them covered all the time. So I do have 2 different types of pillowcases. One of the type seems to have lint on it and attract lint. The other one does not. So I plan on switching out the other type of pillowcase. I'm gonna try and find that color in the other fabric so that that'll also help with me when I don't cover my hair at night. But we're working on it, and like I said, I will keep you guys updated throughout this beautiful lock journey. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep my locks. I know most people get them intending to keep them forever, but like I said, I changed my hair a lot for 1. 2, like I said, it's kind of a permanent protective style. I may comb them out one day, I may cut them off one day. I really can't tell you guys, but while we're on this journey, I will keep you guys updated with videos on what's going on with them. So my next video with my locks will likely, like I said, be the lock count and checking to see where my starting length is with them, because I do want to keep up on that progress of how fast my hair is growing. Yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. Please comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff down below. Feel free to follow me on social media. You're most likely going to catch me on Snapchat at QueeninWithKey. I'm not big on Instagram, Facebook, social media. I'm not gonna lie, I'm sorry. I'm like the worst at it. Snapchat is like my thing. Other than that, I am gonna try and post more often on Instagram to keep you guys updated as far as like a day-to-day basis of what's going on in my life. And please let me know of any type of video ideas you guys have that you would like to see me do. I have a lot of ideas that I had to sit down, I had to work on and put out for you guys. But I also would love some feedback to see what you want to see from this channel. So I hope to see you guys soon, and peace. We're out.